Happy birthday, February 9th. Your power thought or affirmation is I will always seek the possible, not the obligatory. Another way to phrase this, I will do the things that I desire deeply, not the things expected of me. Phrase this in a way that works for you. Get your own energies and frequency in there. But I wish you a happy birthday. Your archetype is the archetype of the winning attitude. You think you're going to climb the mountain, you're going to reach the precipice. You will be the individual to tap into the flow, to create it and let it go. To hold the space within you that inspires other people. Sir Edmund Hillary will always be remembered for his feats of climbing a great mountain. Maybe no other thing that he ever done would be completely as significant as that. Because within each person there is an achievement. You've achieved it, and happy birthday to you. So I have a few disclaimers here. Let your free will overtake anything written in the book. Your own creation, your own ability to set goals, achieve them, and modify the whole paradigm will overrun some things in here, but take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if you found this video, welcome. And it is intended for those who would like to learn more about the archetypes, who would like to learn more about this day in particular, or those who just feel interested in the 360 days. Or happy birthday. That's the last one. So, I'm using the Element Encyclopedia of Birthdays by Teresa Chung and the Beyond Lemuria cards by Izzy Ivy as references, and I will extrapolate my own energies off of there. If you didn't know already, your sun sign is Aquarius. And your ruling birth date is the warrior, the fierce person to, it's also the pioneer I'm getting. And favorable numbers are 2 and 9. Saturdays and Thursdays on the 2nd and 9th of the month are really favorable for you, as well as color turquoise and red. Your birthstone is amethyst. So a really powerful thing for you is the creakingness, is a challenge in your life. It's to learning not to beat yourself up for weaknesses, for flaws, for things, imperfections that you call yourself. Don't hurt yourself too much over that. And when you mess up, talk to yourself. Act through it like a small child. Be positive. Be gentle. Be, hey, it's going to be cool. You know about it, now you've learned, and things can be different because this information happened. Be compassionate to yourself when you have weaknesses, when something goes wrong, when you have these insecurities. Be this supportive adult to yourself. You will see it's very beneficial. So when it comes to really going into your own lives and relationships, it's really critical that you don't hold yourself to an impossibly high idea. Something that I myself work on. Don't think you have to be perfect. Don't think that you must be doing this massive thing or it doesn't matter. Give yourself perception that it's okay to be okay. It doesn't have to be amazing every time. So just let your intuition take over all parts of your life. Let everything happen because that part of you deeply said it. You may not have to fully understand where it came from, but you have to listen to it if you want to really tap into the power of your birthday archetype. Because you can make a great teacher and leader, but you have to be solid on what you are. Because you have the ability to inspire, not through the words you say, but by being the example, by how people perceive you. You are an educator in ways that you don't fully know. See, the best way to describe it is in a personal example here. I consider myself a tutor. I don't think I teach anyone anything. But I embody and I learn the best I can. But people consider me their master or teachers to them, which is fine. I try to discourage it as much as I can. But they believe this deeply to be true because they've learned from me by just me being me. They've seen me do the things I do the way that only I do it. They've learned certain aspects or certain things that I've said to them or shown them or readings I've given to them that they consider me a great teacher. But to me, I'm just a student. I'm a tutor. I'm just somebody going through the process and learning as I go. And I'm learn more with each of these videos I make, on each day I live, and each breath I take. I hope that this archetype is the same way, because it says here that you have a tendency to act rashly, but also that you can remain calm under pressure if you breathe through it, if you tap through it, and letting your own goodwill to be not exploited, to not be hurt. That's really important, and that's something that really resonates as well to me. And a good way to listen to yourself is by just keeping your cool, just being calm. Sometimes you gotta go really loud, you gotta get your energy out, you get your rage going, and it vibrates, right? But other times you're really calm, and it's perfectly still, and the energy is like a solid lake in winter, frozen over, right? But how do you want to be? What energy do you want to embody? Because when you can keep your cool, when you can keep that energy, whatever that is, people respect you over time. People understand that because you're less likely to have enemies when you're that solid lake. But when you're that person who's sometimes solid lake, sometimes the boiling over volcanic ocean, how are you going to be perceived when the energy is flown? And know that you don't want enemies. You really don't want to have those other people negative around you. But if it does happen, but think about it as you are a lucky person. And by definition, lucky people have very little enemies. And the only enemies they have are people who consider themselves unlucky. Everyone's lucky, but they don't consider themselves lucky. I think if you're watching this video, you're a lucky person. So, thank you for watching. So, take this if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. On your dark side, you can be inconsistent, but relentless. In a positive way, like you make it happen, the thing you want. You're generous, but you can be anxious. You could be a long-suffering person who makes yourself suffer in long periods of time, but you're incredibly powerful. The word powerful is written here. I added the incredible. I'm going to add a few more here. Is you could also be ambitious, as well as maybe short-sighted, not fully understanding the thing your ambitiousness is leading you to. So, a good career path for you might be a therapist, a consultant, somebody who listens and instructs other people. Some people call that teaching. And it could be science reform, it could be freedom movements, it could be helping the impoverished groups, it could be poverty management, it could be property management, it could be theater. I see travel. I'm literally seeing historian, international business owner, and a navigator. So those are a wide range of careers. I also see professional, get it really clear, professional record breaker, someone who makes money breaking like Guinness records and stuff. If you already do that, thank you. Because I think the world needs people like that. They need people like all the other professions. If I listed your profession or I didn't, thank you for having a profession. And if you don't have a profession, that's something that you can create for yourself. So for love, it's really important for you to find that passion, to find that deep charisma between another person, that sparks fly, that meet in the night, strangers on a train, love forever type moment where it becomes this ironed out moment where any problems that come, that issues arise, that passion, that charisma, that vibration can overcome those. It's more powerful than those frequencies. So don't let your domination come really over around the age of 40, you might feel like you really need to just be more aware, but let your acceptance come in. Don't dominate your situation, and know that your intuition will really help you find the right course. Your great destiny, if this works for you, leave it if it does not, is to really be less self-critical. Is to let yourself be positive about who you are, and that destiny will impact the world like a stone in that freshly unfrozen lake. That first stone, that first leaf that drops is going to create a ripple. And that positive ripple will just be will be so worthy that people will pass it on and create even more drops, and it will never stop because of this idea within you of being positive, of not hurting yourself so much, of not saying, hey, I didn't do this, I let myself down. Be positive that you made an attempt. It's not about whether, if you go to the batting cage, it's not about whether or not you hit the ball. It's about whether or not you swung the bat. I will now move to your card of the day. The Infinite. Within you and without you is this synchronistic spiral of cause and effect, constantly co-creating within itself and without itself, around all space and time. But within you, for this next year ahead, you embody it, you share it, and you radiate it around you. A scarab is a good symbol of this. An affirmation for you is, within and without me is the cause and effect flow of all existence. Phrase that in a way that works for you and your own unique energies. But hold this frequency. Live it within you. Be it so others can see it. And it will just fracture in the most positive way. And think of pieces of stained glass from an old church long broken. Fractured pieces used to recreate or used to create something totally new. Something, a patchwork, an amalgamation of other things all brought together. So I wish you a happy birthday and a great and glorious space and time.